potentially. Means that there will be a lot of pressure, a lot of emphasis on dropping out these hatches, on making sure this is where the push will be coming from. And as Dan is pushing up very far here inside blue, he's hoping to pick one of these players off guard. Corey is holding it. They hear the barbed wire being punched. They know that the push will be coming from this direction. They just need to make this kill stick, and they don't so far.
Cryan and Corey able to catch the first two as they fall right into their waiting arms. Joystick tries to dig deep, but Cryan still has an angle, and Shepard finally puts them out of the misery. But in a 4 versus 1, and always is stuck behind some pretty dangerous smoke canisters, and he knows they know exactly where he is. It's gonna roll itself.
Called out the medics on the actual breach there, so as soon as they would be entering, we'll be able to pick up a kill maybe.
So this is the tricky situation here, and they're going to just have to try and kill their way through, and it's Dan who went over to the opening. I said they'd left a little bit wide before, that gets the open 2, which is a massive play. There's a spray back round on the top of red, and it falls. 20 seconds though, and that's the big worry right now. They dig themselves deep. The pop over the top is able to get one more, but they're going to try and stick it. The 3 versus 2 versus 1. And now Corey obviously still has the C4 elsewhere. The cover is there though, and Empire, they left themselves no option but to kill their way through, but luckily for them it worked out pretty well.
Do have to swing around from Rips. He's almost taking some shots there, and once the player is on the top, he might have the opportunity, it's always, to drop a grenade inside of the stash and hopefully pick up Rips as a result. He's cooking it right now. It's being tossed in as we speak, and that is going to land right on top of him, get the down as well. Joystick is trying to confirm the kill. We'll be able to get another one, however.
Joystick starting to light up is a great sign for Empire here, and Rogue yet again are starting to fall apart in these actual engagement. When the push comes to shove twice in a row, Empire have just been sturdier. They've been able to sort of roll their way through. It can cause a lot of problems. That is a canister popped, and they still have 2 more, and that's going to force a bit of a rotate here from Empire. They know now where the smoke is, they know that it's being watched, and they know that they're still going to have to try and slip their way through. Joystick opens up, takes back Cryan, takes over control of EUL, and that allows them to dig their way through, but always gets further than I thought he could have. There's Shepard. He's just going to try and stick it on the far side. I don't think they're massively aware. Dan's doing all the covering he can, and he pulls off a plant right under the Rogue noses still. With a canister in pocket, and now with the pressure, he's going to make sure he has his movement covered, and you can see Empire have rotated their way back above, causing massive problems from this verticality, and they just shut it off.
The chunk of the Shumika launcher that is currently deployed. You have Rip still with 3 smoke canisters. They need to start wasting this utility right now because the fire is about to come in, and it's going to push Scheiter into a bit of a, well, annoying situation here. In the meantime, Shepard, however, will be planting on the corner. They will take care of the smoke, and there's nothing Rogue can do. They have absolutely no clue. It will go down. A team kill will be on the way, but still 45 seconds counting down.
Yeah, he would started to be burnt there. You could see Corey got to a new position to just try and put those fire canisters down, and it started to cook him, but now it's still a very tricky retake. The 3 versus 2, and it almost instantly goes to a 3 versus 1. It does, but it's not the body that's already massively injured that suffers it. This is maybe the 3rd 3 versus 1, and it goes exactly the same way of the others. And that's a bit of a blow, because when you've got this big baddie utility, when you've got this sort of hefty roll as that backline, sometimes it can be a bit of a big removal, unfortunately.
I believe they left a dirt soft on one of the sides. That could be something that Empire could use to their advantage. The Scyther is still trying to run around. Only 14 seconds left. They need to go for a similar plant yet again. Aces gets a kill. Shepard goes for the exact same position to go for the plant. Rips now needs to move in. Is going to be able to get the kill because they have to spot this time around. Only 2 seconds left on the clock. Dan is going to be trying to reposition himself and will start the plant. However, there was no way he was going to win that. The timer hit 0. Everybody was going to be hunting him there, and it is going to be another round for Rogue. Inside of CCTV now. Leon Gids in the meantime is going to try and make something happen on the side just in case they are not aware of the fact that the diffuser is dropped. He's throwing up some flashbangs. He's really trying to throw some attention to him, because he's already being watched here. Takes a lot of damage from the actual burst. Rip's managed to bring it back. 2 kills for him. And suddenly Rogue is in the lead again.
Yeah, but Dan quickly makes a bit of work of that. Cryan goes. Finally picked up after a little bit of a misthrow. Rips is on one side, and Leon, he's got to pick up that diffuser and try and get the separation on the other as Dan puts them into a tricky situation. Now Leon is going to instead try and find violence. Spotted by a default, steadily making their way across. He's massively injured. The surprise is gone. They're prepped with a C4 over the top here, but it's the canister that actually gets there first, and is able to pop it out. A slight misthrow there from Dan, but to be honest, 20 seconds, a canister you got to go through, and look at Leon's health. He cannot take this damage. He cannot tank this. he has no option but to wait or die by fire. So he's going to have to wait, and this is a round where I said Rogue can be better on their attack, but unfortunately, they're going to have to try and prove it on a different round. Steadily slipping around. 3 seconds left. Can't even find the first body. And it's another Empire.
All they have, and the diffuser still needs to be picked up because it's on the other side of the garage door. So that is going to be costing another 10, 20 seconds. The wall is opened up as well. Feet are being spotted out. A bunch of damage is being done to Cryin. And as they're pushing into the garage, they will take control. Corey will take down that kill. And with 30 seconds left on the clock, are Rogue going to be able to set up an attack here?
Well, a 3 versus 1, and the first time we've seen it into Rogue's favor, but Scyther is able to start this into their favor instead. Has the hot pings on the body that's outside that breach. Is going to play the smoke canisters with 15 seconds left towards the default plant spot. He's a man that can clutch this sort of position. He swings round, gets the first, looks for the second in the smoke. He's ringing around the rosies, pulls out the shotgun for the close engagement. There's consistent pings, but it's Corey that's able to drive it home. Just out of sight, out of mind, and that puts him in a little bit of a tricky situation. He might be able to come up the back here of Corey, who's going to hold the angle. The grenades start to bounce around. The Arena's going to give the call on where they are, and that means that there's now a timer on Corey's life. Because as I said, there's always, and there's Cryin also holding the flank, to be fair, but the first 2 kills do not go their way. It gets pulled away from them, and they're able to keep that up.
Oh, no way. How do you get away with this? You forget to reinforce Jacuzzi wall and you close it off with a flawless round. Seconds left, they need to make a push, and Leon gets us about to move in. I'm wondering if he's still there. I think he dug in deep now, so he's no longer in that same corner.
Yeah, the creep comes around. They dig themselves all the way up, but Shepard just wins it out. Joystick gets the one of his own. It's Joystick for a double. There's a double back, but it's instantly stopped by Dan. It is everything Empire, and yet again, they close out that push, and yet again, they pull some points. It was a pretty great punishing day for them to put across.